every episode, every other comment saying, "Oh, Suma, do a hat intro. Do a hat intro. It's been ages since you did a hat intro." I'm getting sick of it. I tell you, it's been what, 2 or 3 episodes tops, and people are getting antsy about their hat intros. I go to my comments to find out what you people think. All you people think about is the hat intros. I tell you what, it's the death of the hat intro. It's the end of it. We're never going to see one again. Instead, we're going to replace it with the cool glasses intro. Okay, check me out, looking real fancy here. But gotta be careful where I step though. Don't want to fall. Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of FoolCraft, and we're checking out the amazing Astral Sorcery Temple Hub building thing in the, what's it called here that looks amazing? We need a name. We need like a one-word name for this thing. And those slimes keep falling off that slime island. They are pesky, I tell you. I'm over here doing a little bit of building, getting attacked by slimes that are falling on my head. Now, when we left off last episode, we had these giant useless holes in the side over here. And you can see that I built the little bit of a balcony that extends out over here. This is all based off of the design that Energy Crafter sent me. If you're watching, buddy, thank you for contributing to the FoolCraft world. This is looking amazing right here, and we're gonna make a room out of this area here eventually. There should be a staircase going down though, because my head be a little bit close to the ceiling, as you can see. Let's back off though. I'm going to work on getting those in place on the other sides, get all of the temples up the top here so we can step back and see the outside of this thing finished. But before we get to that, we got some business to take care of up in the sky, man. Those slimes just don't stop falling down. So I figured what we should do is remove this slime island, and we're going to do so with a little bit of music to help us. That was pretty swish. Yeah, swish. It's a word I'm going to use, okay? That time-lapse, I think the whole thing was at regular speed, so it was kind of not like a time-lapse. But anyway, the balconies are now done all the way around, looking pretty good. I like them ever so much. Here's the shape of them. I think you saw it all a moment ago, didn't you? So let's go down into the inside area, which is kind of dark and spooky. So this staircase leads us down to the very center of the shape of this pillar that is below it. So we can put an elevator block down here. It can bring us up to that height. I liked the way that that worked out, and also this is 1 block above this floor level because we will probably want to replace all of these stone bricks with our own material, right? So if you look at the layout of these bricks that I've put around the edge, they're just showing off where the floor is going to be, and there is room around them to build walls on the outside and not collide with these bricks. So we are going to be decorating the interior here. But it is a little bit dark, isn't it, at the moment. Lights are something we need to put in here. I've actually got some lights which I want to use up the top there. There they are. I knew I made a stack of them. But anyway, these elevator blocks are going to take us to the 4 different sides of this, where we're going to end up building some paths that link to different things. And it's this one over on this side that I think is going to end up linking to the path that's coming through there, right? So we'll come back to that in a little bit. This thing at night, a little bit dark. I was thinking we can probably fancy it up with some lights. I reckon either around the outside like this, or perhaps actually just around these pillars here might be another cool way to do it. Yeah, otherwise it's not really focusing on anything, the light. It's just sort of lighting up this area. Now, we use the lights that don't require power. If you use the ones that require power and energy, apparently they emit a brighter light. But this thing is already pretty bright already. Let's have a look. It is doing, oh, light 15, so you can't get much brighter than that. Well, some person didn't know what they were talking about in a comment, I guess. I was just repeating something I was told. Anyway, let's go and put in a couple more over on these ones as well. This one over here is obviously empty, and that's the way it was done in the image that I was sent. So I'm guessing that later on we're going to come across some sort of altar or something that doesn't require some pillars around it. This thing's looking awesome, and this one over here, you may notice, has got some starlight, liquid starlight, which I believe emits light. It is liquid starlight, so that is probably a good guess, isn't it? And I've been farming some more up here in the light wells. Can I get another bucket, please? Oh, that one was already empty. Well, there we go. We've filled up 2 of them. And so there's another sort of altar that uses this over here, basically. And I wanted to test if this emits light. Let's just put it down quickly here. Yes, it does. It also flows really, really fast. There was me thinking I was being so clever placing it down quickly. And it's a super duper fast flowing one, is it? Oh my goodness me. Look at how fast that goes. I hope that don't cause any damage. It's probably just wrecked up a load of like grass and flowers and stuff like that. Anyway, this stuff is needed in the one that goes over here, which we haven't gotten to yet. And I think we're done with this building for today. It's looking pretty superb. We're going to come back here and work on the interiors later on. But the next thing I want to get to is what I said we'd be doing in this episode, last episode. And before we get to that, I want to show you some other stuff I've been doing in between. It's actually not too much to marvel at, really, because nothing physically has sort of changed in front of you. I've been adding more crafting recipes, and I've got a couple of things over here that have multiple uses. So remember, a challenge for us in the future is to devise some sort of way to split up the crafting so we can evenly distribute the essence into making multiple things. Which I don't even know how to start that at the moment. That's something we'll get to later. I've got to say though, I think most of these machines here are going to be useless because we're only using 2 of them so far. So unless we start automatically crafting stuff outside of mystical essence, these 3 blocks over here are going to be pretty redundant. So you can see the ones I've added in this machine, that one there, this one over here, and that one. And I believe we have now added all of the essence that have a single use into the crafting system. So everything that's left has multiple uses. If we go down here, you can see the impact of that, as there's now loads of zeros everywhere. And you can see the ones that are left that we've got to figure out how to use. And over here, I changed one of the metals as well. It turned out we had 2 tins. So I've replaced this one over here with zinc, and it kind of fits perfectly into that colour palette, which was fortunate. But anyway, it's time for us to move on to this episode's project. So this room is going to be repurposed. A couple of episodes ago, I had this crazy idea of automating open modular turrets. What a silly idea that was, because the only thing we probably need to automate is the ammunition that we're going to use, and there are several different types of that. So I suggested that we play around with these different types of ammunition, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this episode. Now, I've gone ahead and crafted all of the different types of guns you can get from this mod, and we've been using the railgun, which does 12.5 hearts of damage, which is the most out of all of them. However, there are other factors that come into play as well, like the rate of fire, for example. So this laser one right here does 1 heart of damage, but it does 2 shots a second. This one does 0.2. So we're going to mess around with all of these and find out what they do. For example, the teleporter turret does 0 hearts of damage, which makes me suspect that perhaps it will teleport the mob to somewhere. There is a rocket launcher turret, a grenade, a relativistic turret, I don't even know what that is, a gun turret, an incendiary turret, a potato cannon turret, and a disposable item turret. I can't wait to mess around with these. Some of these are going to be funny. We've got loads of different types of ammunition to use with it. It sounds like potatoes might get used as ammunition as well. But we need a place to go and test this. And I want to do something similar to what Iskall done. And the reason I'm probably doing this like Iskall did is because he pretty much did what we want to do. He created a little arena to fight mobs in, and he put down all of the turrets from the same mob. So I've kind of got that vision in my head. Now our path is heading in this direction over to this building, so this seems like the ideal spot to go ahead and dig a giant hole for us to fight the mobs in. So we're going to get rid of these things because we won't be using them anymore. We're going to get rid of some of the trees around the end here and start digging a ginormous pit, which we're going to decorate with some marble blocks, and at the bottom of it we're going to create a mob spawner, and then we're going to test out the turrets. I hope this is going to be big enough. I've made a circle, and we've already done a little bit of this today. I enjoy using Vein Miner. I enjoy doing larger scale projects with Vein Miner because it saves so much time and allows you to get to the core of what you want to do quickly. Wow, that was That was very quick. So that's going to be the shape that we go for. As it goes downwards, it will go in a little bit, and I haven't planned this out exactly, but let's say we drop down by 5 or 6 blocks, and then it goes down or inwards a little bit, and we get a bit of shape out of it. And I'm going to come in and fill this all in with marble as well. But here it is in relation to everything else. So the path will probably join up through that space and then come alongside here. So as you walk over to that bit, you can kind of see this thing, you know, and look down into it. I reckon we'll end up with like dark glass on the top of it or something like that, you know. Anyway, time to start vein mining all of this stuff away. Oh, and yeah, this water, is this the stuff that poisons me? No, that means that I can use my sponge on it, which makes our life a lot easier over here. Hi, there we go. Something's wrong here, something has changed. I'm wondering if fire spread is on this server, because a moment ago there was a lightning storm, and I can't see any other trees that may have potentially burned down, but that does not look good. And also I found a skeleton horse on top of a tree, and now we have the Riders of the Apocalypse, who seem to have wither bows. Go on, wither me this one time, I'll give you an exception. Oh, you've left your horses now. That's actually a bug, because the arrow just came from that horse. So can I hit you with this? No, I got to shoot you above the horsey, haven't I? Hi. There you go, now you're dead. Yes, anyway, sorry, distractions. Distractions. Look, there's so many of them. That one's got a hat on it as well. That's actually the horse that's got the hat, right? And the hat is on its bum. And now I killed it. Well, whatever. Somewhere around here there's a giant hole in the ground. There it is. There you go. So this is the shape that we got. It goes down a little bit, it goes down a little bit further, and I've decided what we should have is like an inside area here where we can stand and we can set up the gun turrets and let them shoot into this area. I got no idea how I'm going to get the mobs to spawn in here yet, but we're just tackling these things one at a time. So what I'm going to do is make a larger circle shape in here. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, and then put a nice grass floor down, a nice old ceiling, and then that gives us a little bit of room to walk around, set up our guns, and shoot the baddies that are going to spawn in the middle. This texture, this factory block, and the light there, oh, they go together so well, don't they? But they don't particularly look too great alongside the marble. I've kind of rushed into this without giving too much thought to the aesthetics, because this is just a fun little project, you know. It's not something that we're going to come back to over and over again, unless we can find a reason to repurpose this place. But anyway, there you go. The lights are in place. The sunlight gets into here so the grass can spread, and we've got regular grass on top and the city grass down below. You know, I could have built the whole thing out of regular glass. I knew I was going to say glass. You've probably heard me get that one wrong many, many times. But I decided to do it this way around. So now we can go and remove all of that, and the light will help the grass spread, and eventually this will be lovely and turquoise or green or sort of teal, whatever colour you want to call it. Anyway, what we've got to figure out next is how we're going to get mobs to spawn in here. I've also brought some of the grass. I said it again. Why is it that I have to say grass and I say glass, and I have to say glass and I say grass? It's not like I always say it one way. It's I always say it the wrong way. Anyway, this stuff right here is going to go in at the top. This is our dark glass, and I don't even know the crafting recipe for this stuff. This just gets generated from our loot bags, which is fantastic, and I'm literally holding one of these in my inventory. Now, this is dark ineffable glass, which means that we can pass through it and mobs can't. Oh, wait a second. I just did something there. Do you know what it was? Let's jump. If I hold shift, I get to stand on top of this, and then I fall through. Huh, today I learned. Well, it feels like a whole different place down here now, and I reckon what we should do is perhaps put lights in around the edge here. I could just put them on top like this, or maybe I could do what I did on the inside and replace the block with this texture, and on the outside here, that don't look so right. But yeah, lighting up the walls will go a long way, I think. Now, down the bottom here, what we want to do is introduce another texture. This is going to be the killing floor. And initially, I was thinking of this one, but then I thought that the white on this orange and white one might fit this area a little bit better. However, I think this probably isn't going to look so great. This makes more of a border than it does a whole thing, because now it's covering the entire floor. I will mess around with that. That might do. I'm really not sure at this point. And of course we're going to light this up as well. So the floor's going to have a few lights on, and things are going to be nice and visible. But in the middle, which I'm not sure 100% where it is, let's just figure that out quickly. Yeah, it looks like it's around there. What we're going to do is have a dimensional transceiver down below, and we're going to run through a power conduit and a redstone conduit as well, so we can turn this thing on and off. So this is going to come up a couple of blocks, and then we're going to have 4 powered spawners up here. So if we attach that there, we can put the redstone conduit, that can come off to the side over there, and we can control it with a lever. So then we can get our power from the dimensional transceiver, send it upwards, and it's going to go into a group of spawners. We're going to have 4 in total, and that is not where I actually wanted you to go. Let's get the power there. And so that's the middle block, and around it we can have 4 spawners like this. Alrighty then, I'll say the floor is looking pretty cool now. This has worked out well, and that block at the top looks a little bit lonely, doesn't it? Well, I've got some conduit facades, and these are connected textures. That means that I probably want to put it on that one first, and it connected. Excellent. And then also we're going to put it here, so it looks like it goes down into the ground. Excellent. It actually looks a little bit odd in comparison. Maybe I should have chose this texture here that's on the ground. I can always come back and change that later. Now this thing's all been hooked up. There's a dimensional transceiver giving it power. It's got octadiec capacitors. Let's hit this switch. And it goes to work. Right, but the spawns are probably not going to be instant, right? There you go. But oh, there we go. And we got zombies. Cool. And now we can shoot the zombies. Here's another thing. They've got no way of getting up here. I might make it so there's a little bit of chisel and bits stopping them from getting on the marble blocks. But they can't get into this space. And zombies are harmless, of course. Oh, and they're going to drop tons of items, which means my magnet's going to pick them up. Look at all those bodies on the ground. Oh, we got a little fella, have we? You got a hat on. Oh, brilliant stuff. So I'm enjoying shooting them like this, to be honest. This is pretty fun. But, of course, we're here. Oh, Undead at it again. Let's find out what quest that is. So, Undead at it again is a daily rewards thing, right? So, these change every day. Oh, does that mean I get a safari net as a reward? Apparently, I can't claim it. Also, I'm having trouble with this book. Look what happens when I scroll down. It always goes back to the top. If I use my mouse wheel, it just keeps popping back up, which made it really hard to actually select this one down here. Oh. Sometimes I play like this for quite a while, by the way. I can't be bothered to just go and void these items. And so they follow me around, man, while I'm building here. They just hover around me. Hi. So I'm in the end collecting Enderman so we can make dimensional transceivers. I figured we'd try and make a stack of those, just so we don't have to worry about crafting them again. So I'm out here collecting loads of these, and I noticed something off to the side. You may have noticed it as well. That looks like an icosahedron thing, except not, because it's slightly transparent. Icosahedron. Can never remember that. We're just going to activate it, man. I don't know if someone left it here or it spawned naturally. I was in the end not so long ago, and I don't remember seeing that thing lying around. Let's hope it's not a bad one. I think I'll be wise to stand back. And actually, looks like it's a Nether Star. That's a pretty cool reward. It's a North Star. Ha, it's been renamed. And that's all, right? That appears to be all. Anyway, I'm going to spend my time here and wrangle loads of these Endermen. Do you see something different here? Because I see something different, man. What's going... Hang on. I think I need a sword. You are some sort of guardian-looking creature. What is this about? What actually is that? It's like a wide... Oh, it's called an Endercorp. Huh. There's another one just over there somewhere as well. Should we kill it? You know, I can't really have a fight with them because my swords are overpowered. They drop sushi. And look, there's another one right there. Oh, that's so strange. So strange looking. Oh man, I need to explore this place more. There might be a few other things around here. Yeah, we just got more sushi from that, right. Well, my life for the next 10 minutes or so is nothing but clicking. Would be nice if I could automate some of this stuff, you know, but I'm just going to have to go back and forth doing this over and over again. Rightio then, are you ready for some fun? I'm ready for some fun. I've installed an elevator to get down here, and after making all of those dimensional transceivers, I said to myself, hey, you know what we can do? We can just hook it all up with these conduits. You know, so I could have just done that and saved myself all of the crafting. But here's the thing, we're going to use those dimensional transceivers when we hook up loads of these turrets around the area, right? And that's the reason that we're doing some investigating here, is because we want to learn and find out about each of these. And some of them, I believe, are going to be explosive. I have a hunch. You know, grenades and rockets doesn't sound too good, does it? But this first one right here is the potato cannon turret. And this thing, by default, I believe, kind of has it set up how we need it to be, right? It's going to attack mobs. We don't need it to attack neutrals, but it's not going to attack any players. And let's go and chuck in some ammunition, and that should be all we need to do. I thought I was actually farming potatoes from loot bags. It turns out that we weren't. And can these guys go over the edge now? They can't, because we got the little chisel and bits, and they're getting smacked with potatoes. Has it killed anything yet? It seems to like attack them in a group. I don't think it's killed anything yet. Also, kind of looks like the potatoes then land on the ground again. Let's head over here. Right, and we're getting them back. Or we're getting something. What's going on with the potatoes, man? They look like they were flying around. They are flying around. They won't come into my inventory. And I've got binder composite in my offhand. Strange things are going on right now, I tell ya. Well, okay, maybe it's because they've been used already. That's pretty funny. I'm actually gonna like turn off the magnet and put it in here for a second. So that doesn't really do any damage. What else have we got here? One of these, it does junk items. This one is the disposable item turret. Let's chuck that on there. In order to stop this thing, we're just going to take the ammunition away, and then it's... Oh, it killed something! Eventually it killed something. If we ever need a gun that fires slow and does probably 1 heart of health, or damage even, then we got that. Now this thing should fire cobblestone. Except it's not, are you? You're getting power. Now it does say when you hover over it that you have to look in the config and it'll either use wooden planks or cobblestone. So maybe I'll grab something else to try, but that one unfortunately looks like it's not going to work. Okay, the next two sound fascinating. We have this one right here which requires a bullet. It is the gun turret. This one right here requires blazing clay, which is an incendiary turret. I believe that means a bullet that sets on fire or blows up or something like that. So first of all, we got the regular bullet. This is one of the things we crafted a couple episodes back. And you're not doing anything. What are you configured to do? You're configured to attack mobs. I've just realised something. I've put these into position without considering it too much. So this one right here has a nice like view into the room, but these ones are kind of hidden. So this one might have actually been working. Let's reevaluate that. If I break that there and this here. Ah, now you're able to shoot, right. Oh, and this one's popping off some shots as well. Sweet. Go ham. Have fun. Oh man, they're wrecking stuff up. This is kind of fun. This is kind of awesome. Now I know why Iskau had so much fun with his project. This is pretty cool. So this one over here uses the blazing clay. Let's turn off the other two first. Man, that other one really went through my bullets. I've only got 7 left. So now it's time for the blazing clay. Oh, it sets them all on fire. Wow. Oh, and that place just looks like an absolute wreck now. There's XP, there's limbs lying around on the ground. Oh, that makes some cool sound effects as well. Awesome. So that's what the blazing clay is like. If ever we need to set something on fire, we know what to go to. I've picked out our next ones carefully. We've got a laser turret, and then we've got 2 that I have... Well, this one I have not too much of an idea what it's going to do. This one will probably teleport. So let's start off with the laser turret. This requires no ammunition, and that's probably because it's using power. That one's kind of effective. And I like the laser effect as well, and the sound effects. That's awesome. Oh, we got to use these in a project. Like, they're just so much fun, you know? Get wrecked, little fellas. Right, now we're going to, I guess, disable that by changing the config, because we can't just yank... there you go, it stopped. Can't just yank the ammo out. Right, so we've got a teleporter turret next. Please don't teleport them up here. What is it doing? What's it going to target? I don't know. Oh, it teleported it on top of itself. That's kind of awesome. Like, oh wow, that's really cool. It puts it directly on top of it. We've got to find a use for that. That'll be so cool. Just to teleport things to it. Oh, that one dropped a head. Well, I guess all of them probably drop a head because of the sword. Oh man, that's fun. I like that. Okay, that's a cool thing. What shall I do? I've got to configure it, haven't I? So don't target. Oh, what if it targets players? Like, will it teleport me there? I'm a player. I might be the one that placed the block. Now that could be cool for a prank, right? Have it teleport a oh, what if you set up loads of them? Oh, we're getting ideas now. I need to find out. I need to find out if that can teleport just any old play. You know, that would be pretty superb. Right, and then we have this relativistic turret. I'm not sure if there's any hints here. A turret head placed on a turret base. Yeah, no idea what this is going to do. Not even sure if it's doing anything right now. We know the ones in the corners work, so it should be able to look at the zombies and do something. Too many mobs, we get that error when we got too many of them in the area, so that's fine. And I don't know what it's doing. Damage boost relative to HP. What? The other ones have that? They do have that. This one has it as well. So, I don't know what this one is doing. I ain't got a clue. Oh, and that's been a lot of fun. Right, so we are left with 3. However, obviously the railgun we've already seen and we know what it does. So we have this one right here, the rocket launcher, and then the grenade launcher. And I reckon those could blow things up. So what we're going to do is actually pick up the last 2 of these turret bases, head somewhere else where we can blow up the terrain, and we're going to find out what they get up to. I've kicked in our epic fast flight, and over here there's a bunch of baddies because I didn't think about where we're going to spawn them. So can we get away with quickly configuring this to receive power? No! The one thing! Okay, we lost the dimensional transceiver. Oh, the one thing that could really cause me a pain and a hassle. Right, and I do need there to be a fair amount of mobs. Okay, I don't see any creepers. Let's try this again. Okay, we're receiving power. That's a terrible block placement. Okay, that one is adjacent. I hope it doesn't blow itself up. So let's go and put a grenade in here. Right, you're on there. Hi. Stop pushing me around. Grenades, in you go. Did it go in? Did it go into the right one? Oh my goodness me, it went in the wrong thing. Hi, there's all sorts of baddies here. Okay, get to work. No, you're attacking yourself. Why would you do such a thing? It is actually attacking itself. Oh, did it just shoot something over there? Oh, I think it looks like it's attacking itself, but actually it's firing. Okay, it's not blowing up the terrain. That's possibly a good thing. Now what we're going to do, let's take that out of there and try the other one. Okay, a creeper blew up, but success possibly. Okay, you definitely have ammunition in you, and you're receiving power. Why aren't you firing? I put the right turret on, didn't I? Oh, it's attacking stuff over there. Okay, finally. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It just started to wreck stuff up then, didn't it? Goodness me. Well, we have learned that they don't blow up the terrain. So we've got a rocket launcher and a grenade launcher. Let's do the grenade first. We can see it properly in action over here. If I remove all of this. Because that was all in the way. Yep, that's pretty cool. I like that. What have you got on your head? I don't know. Oh man, that thing wrecks. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now let's try the rocket launcher as well. Oh, and that guy's got a smiley face on his head. Let's give you some rockets. Oh, ow! Wait, that's doing damage to me. I gotta watch out here. My health's kind of low. Don't want to get destroyed by this thing. Wow, the rockets are super effective. They're doing some serious damage. If I stand near to this thing, I get hurt by it, which is kind of crazy. I'm actually not regenerating any health. And now I need to turn it off. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. There we go. We're safe. You've got like a little mini wolf on your head. That is so cool. Well, that brings us to the end of this adventure. Just cleaning up the place here. By the way, I got a zombie on my face. Oh, wow. I look like a cool zombie. I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, I got a zombie head on my face at some point. I don't know how that got up there, but it did. And that's where it stayed, I guess. That's the end of this episode, peeps. I hope you've enjoyed us having a fun little time building that project and playing around with the weapons. If you enjoyed the episode, leave a like. As always, thank you for the support. And I'll see you in the next episode of FoolCraft. So ciao for now, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully it won't be raining.